All right, Sports Inquirer here with Michelle Collier, head coach of Georgia Tech volleyball. Let's go back to the Syracuse match. Team won 3-0. What did you see? Looking at it back again now, what did the team do well to earn that victory?
I think we started off really strong on all the games, and we were able to not get intimidated by their size and really able to put the pressure on them with their serve, and then defensively. Just control a lot of their out-of-system swings and stuff like that. We definitely were able to just kind of slow down their middles a little bit with just from the service line and how we were serving, eliminated some offensive options for them, and that was, I think, a key to our success because they're a very physical team, good offensive team, and we were able to just eliminate options and make it a little easier on ourselves to defend them.
The team is first in opponent hitting percentage in the ACC, led by London Ackermann, defense specialist, who also set the school's career record in digs. Discuss her play this season, setting the record, and just the overall defensive unit and what you've been able to do so well there.
At London, it's just a kid that comes in, I think, very consistent with her work ethic, what she gives to the game and to her teammates, and how she wants to get better. She's invested in her development. It's somebody that we put a lot of pressure on, and just wearing that different jersey, it's just the nature of you have that pressure of having to set the tone defensively for your team. And we do as we're scouting, and we try to find ways to channel a lot of balls to her, and she's definitely handling that load, and I think executing the way we need her to execute. But then she's also making a lot of plays, not only taking care of what she needs to take care of, but I think that her range has extended. She's touching more balls than she has been before, and so she just really became really effective for us and very consistent and reliable. And that record goes back to all the years that she has had an opportunity to be a part of this program and make an impact, and she's getting better every day. So it's definitely somebody that's really fun to have back there.
Defensively, it seems like it's a unique unit because as far as conference goes, mid-level as far as like blocks per game, but you're near first or second in digs.
Right.
That's just a strategy of you look at your roster, and that's kind of the approach you've had to take defensively this year. As far as not going for blocks as much, or focusing on digs and things like that.
Yeah, I think that we, I think it's one of just me as a coach as well. It's one of the things that we like to work on. It's the defense fundamental part of the game, and we really key in our strategy game to game on how we want our defense to execute, and so we really don't have just one defensive system. We try to adapt to who we play and who we're defending and the situations of the game that we're defending, and so I think that we're executing really well when it comes to that. We're able to be at the right place at the right time a lot of times, and kind of put hitters in uncomfortable situations and try to do things that they're not very comfortable doing, and it has been successful. And I think that one of the biggest things with defense is mentality and heart, and you just got to kind of have that go-get-it personality of really, hey, no balls hit the floor, let's get after it, and this team is doing that. They're bought into taking pride in that side of the game, and they're really doing that at a high level.
You're also fourth in conference in offensive hitting percentage. You and Duke are the only two teams in top 5 in both categories. So talk about the offense and balancing that out as well as being successful on that side of the game.
Right, and the offense was a work in progress. I felt like we didn't start the season at the level that we're at, but we definitely has been a focus of us. Is we knew we were a very good defensive team, and so we knew that in order to compete with the top teams in our conference, that our offense was going to have to be diverse and efficient. And so it was a side that we have been focusing on. We got 2 great setters. They're able to come in and really make an impact on the court and do the things that we feel are our strengths. Our hitters are coming in, getting extra reps, getting better. I think that every day and every week we're getting better and better with just both sides of the game, and it's a must if you want to compete in this conference. So I think that we got still room for improvement at both ends, but it's great to see that we are starting to balance ourselves as a team and be able to kind of attack teams from both sides of offensive and defense, and be really reliable in those areas.
Yeah, you mentioned the team is first in assists, and Teague Van Gunst is among the top in the conference. And finally, we'll go to Wake Forest and Duke. Your match is coming up this weekend on the road. First of all, in general, team has improved playing these road conference games as opposed to previous years. What are you working on just as a unit before we get to the specific teams to continue that good, positive play when you leave this building?
I think one of the main things we have, strive to create as a team and as a culture of Georgia Tech volleyball is just how we play volleyball. And no matter who the opponent is, where we're playing, there needs to be a standard on how we play the game and how we go about it. And I think that we, this year, have been very consistent with just the things that we do when we're playing out there. We're confident. We understand just kind of ups and downs and momentum changes and things like that. And I think that emotionally we're a lot more in control of those things. And we know that, hey, we need a good play and let's regain this momentum and then let's take care of this match or of this set or whatever. Let's get the next point. I think that we're mentally in a much better place than we were in previous years. And I think that with the confidence and just, practice is the same thing. I mean, we've been very consistent with just the personality and what we're getting out of practice every day. And I think that carries over. It's once you learn how to do those things on a consistent basis, then that's just what you do. And so we're starting to be at that point where, hey, let's just go play volleyball, and this is how we play volleyball.
Now, Wake Forest has two big hitters, Kylie Long and Caroline Razanoff. And a team with two big hitters like that, what's the approach defensively? This is your first matchup coming up on a Friday. What's your approach to facing a team that has two large hitters as opposed to maybe just one offensive player?
Wake, actually. I mean, I think that those are both of their outsides, and I mean, they always get the big numbers, but so we're definitely going to key in on them, make sure that we know what they are front row, try to contain them because they're very good players and they're going to get their kills and they're going to be efficient. So we're just going to try to limit that. But I think one of the keys for our success over there is going to be against their middles. Their freshman middle was just ACC Freshman of the Week. Hit really well last weekend. And then their other middle, 216. I mean, they're both hitting at a high efficiency there. So we're going to have to serve them tough in order to be able to eliminate kind of their offensive options, but we got to make sure that we can on those two kids and make sure that we limited how many kills per set they're getting. And
then with Duke, the next matchup, looks like they're more of a defensive unit, and they are one of the teams that are right there with you in the standings as well. Sasha Karloff leads in digs. So it looks like that team is maybe more of a defensive unit as well. What's your approach against a team like that? Duke
is very hard to play. I mean, they're an emotional team. They play with high energy. It's those good defensive teams are very frustrating to play, and we know that because we're one of them. And it's like you take big swings and the ball keeps coming back. So we're going to have to stay patient. We're going to get a little bit of our own medicine when we play them, and just kind of face some of the things that they do well that we also do well. So we got to match. I think we got to match them up defensively. Their libero does a great job. She's super disciplined, keeps them in system a lot. And, they're hard to defend because they're quick and their middles are up in transition fast. So, I mean, both of these teams are going to present us with a pretty big challenge, and it's going to be an exciting road trip for us because we're looking forward to it.